welcome to NewsX World. I'm Kriti Mehta and you're watching Hollywood Calling. From celebrity scoops to film and music buzz, here's your quick look at what's making headlines in entertainment this week. Larry Ellison will personally guarantee $40.4 billion for Paramount's bid to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. WBD urged shareholders to reject the $108.4 billion offer, preferring its Netflix deal. Tennis star Venus Williams has married Danish actor Andrea Petty in Palm Beach, Florida during a 5-day celebration. The couple met at Milan Fashion Week in 2024 and got engaged in January. Christopher Nolan's adaptation of the Odyssey has released its first official trailer online. Matt Damon stars as Odysseus with Anne Hathaway as Penelope and Tom Holland as Telemachus. The Princess of Wales and Princess Charlotte shared a Christmas moment, performing a duet for the Together at Christmas Carol service, pre-recorded at Windsor Castle. And US tech billionaire Larry Ellison has personally guaranteed over $40 billion to back Paramount's hostile bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. Warner Bros. Discovery has urged shareholders to reject the $108 billion offer. It had already agreed to sell its studios, HBO and streaming service to Netflix for $82.7 billion. Paramount says Ellison's guarantee ensures the deal is fully financed. The company argues its $30 per share all-cash offer for the entire Warner Bros. Discovery portfolio is superior. Warner Bros. Board calls Paramount's bid risky and inadequate. Paramount, which is backed by Ellison and other investors, says the offer will maximize value and expand content production. Paramount continues to challenge the board, appealing directly to shareholders while the corporate battle with Netflix intensifies. And now moving ahead, Marvel has unveiled the first teaser for Avengers Doomsday. Chris Evans is back as Captain America, thrilling fans worldwide. The teaser shows Steve Rogers on a peaceful farm holding a newborn with a piano version of the Avengers theme playing. It ends with the words, "Steve Rogers will return for Avengers Doomsday." The Russo brothers shared the teaser on Instagram, calling Steve Rogers a character that changed our lives. Chris Evans isn't alone. Original Avengers stars including Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie and Tom Hiddleston are returning. Even actors from the X-Men universe like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen will appear. The film promises a multiverse adventure blending heroes and villains from across Marvel's cinematic world. Moving ahead, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey has released its first full trailer. Online, Matt Damon stars as the Greek hero Odysseus, embarking on his perilous journey home from Troy. The trailer also shows Anne Hathaway as Penelope and Tom Holland as Telemachus, Odysseus' son, as they face storms and trials on the way back to Ithaca. Nolan released the shot 2 million feet of film on IMAX cameras. The film is set to release on July 16 next year in Australia and July 17 in the UK and US. Now moving ahead, British comedian and actor Russell Brand faces 2 new criminal charges in the UK. The Crown Prosecution Service says he is accused of a rape and sexual assault, allegedly involving separate women in 2009. Brand has previously denied 5 charges, including rape and sexual assault, dating from 1999 to 2005. He is due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on January 20 next year for the new allegations. Detective Chief Inspector Tariq Faruqi of the Metropolitan Police said the women involved continue to receive support. The trial for the earlier charges is scheduled at Southwark Crown Court on June 16. Brand is known for TV shows, hosting radio and films including Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek. Joining me now in this discussion is Shobana Rakshit, who's an entertainment writer, and she joins us from Bengaluru. Thanks, Shobana, for joining me in this discussion. Firstly, how do you see the allegations of this nature affecting an entertainer's career even before a trial concludes?
So, thank you for having me, firstly. And I think uh, it's very difficult, okay. And cases like these are very dicey as well because we don't know. And cultural accountability now, as we know, moves faster than the legal process. And when a star is accused of such allegations, obviously, when it especially includes abuse and misconduct, and there's gender play in the case as well, there is immediate reputation consequences, there's regardless of legal outcomes, right? So there are brands, there are studios, there are people who work with that person who immediately want to back off because irrespective of what the case is going to lead to, what the verdict is in the near future, people don't want to be associated. So and as we know, legal processes are long. We have seen this in the case of P. Diddy or, well, the infamous Epstein files. I mean, these processes are long. And to take a side is also very dicey because we don't know what happened. The public doesn't know what happened. We as audiences can only see what the media portrays to us. You can either be in favor of either of the parties, either you are in favor of the person who is accused or the victims. So yes, it leads to reputational hazards, of course.
All right, and Shrubna, how should fans navigate separating an artist's work from allegations about their personal conduct?
See, I feel it's there's no formula to this. It's very personal. It's very ethical. So, if you say, for me, I can never separate the art from the artist
Yeah.
because if I know that a person is being accused of uh, assault, abuse, I don't want to monetarily help that person. Considering when we go and watch a certain movie, we know that stars get paid, they benefit from it. And irrespective of what the outcome of such situation is, me as a woman, I can never go and associate with an artist and their art because I don't want to monetarily help them, or
Hmm.
it is very important to ask ourselves that who benefits from our choices, who benefits from the consumption. So whether it silences the victims or not, or whether the disengagement is going to benefit the perpetrator or the accused in any way. So the choices of the audience, what aligns with their values, because my moral ethics can be very different from your moral ethics. But of course it's but the choice matters. That's all. That there's no single correct answer to this, but I think you just have to one needs to think from their ethical and moral standpoint.
Shobna, what would you say if cases like these can change how the entertainment industry approaches accountability and also safeguarding the other artists involved?
So when cases like these come across and we see stars, celebrities being accountable to legal processes, and cases like these are not brushed down the carpet and media public, if there's an outrage, obviously it helps victims to come and speak up, which is very difficult because we know this is a very, very sensitive topic. It's very easy for me and you to just sit and talk about it, but for victims to actually come out and speak up for themselves is very difficult. So when cases like these come out, it gives an amount of strength, and it uh, conversations around such things, conversation around uh, consent, I would say, around power imbalance, about workplace safety, we have seen these grow in the past few years, right? But the reform is still uneven, because there are powerful figures involved in such cases, right? So it's very difficult for an overnight change to come. But the journey from not being able to speak at all, not being able to stand for yourself at all, to actually coming up, and irrespective, we don't know what the end result is going to be, but the very power to feel that I can actually go and speak about what happened is a step in the right direction, is what I can say.
All right, sure. Thanks, Shobana. But do continue to stay on with me as we move ahead, viewers. Let's tell you that Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle have been cremated following their brutal murders in Los Angeles. The couple suffered multiple stab wounds according to death certificates. Their eldest son, Jake Reiner, received the remains. Their other son, Nick Reiner, 32, has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The case is under investigation and no decision has been made on the death penalty. Rob Reiner, 78, was known for classics like This Is Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, and When Harry Met Sally. Tributes have poured in from Hollywood stars and public figures, including Meg Ryan, Barack Obama, and Sir Elton John. Now moving ahead, the singer-songwriter Olivia Rodrigo and actor Louis Partridge have reportedly ended their 2-year relationship. The couple, who began dating in 2023, split a few weeks ago. Sources say Rodrigo has been struggling emotionally and friends were surprised by the breakup. Partridge had recently spoken of his happiness in the relationship and even hinted at marriage. Fans have expressed shock on social media, with some speculating the split could inspire new music from Rodrigo, who has previously turned heartbreak into chart-topping hits. Shobna now joins us back in the discussion here. Shobna, how do you think this breakup will affect Olivia Rodrigo personally, considering reports that she was blindsided?
So being blindsided in a relationship, I think it's very emotionally traumatic. It's very it's an emotional turmoil, and I think more often than not, we forget that the artists we look up to, for us, they might be just stars we watch on screen or our Spotify playlist, but at the end of the day, they are mere humans. And I'm pretty sure the scrutiny becomes even harsh when uh, it's a woman on the other side we are discussing about. So I think there can be two ways of seeing this thing. One is you don't care. The audience, the public, her listeners don't care about this at all. They see this just as a breakup from which Olivia is going to move on. Second is we actually expect her to come up with, embrace her vulnerability and come up with great music, because her music has always been very anecdotal. She has come up with music that speaks about herself, which is why young women, Gen Zs like me, connect with her music so much. So, whatever it is, I think in the past as well, Olivia has proven that her personal experiences is basically art to her. But at the same time, I think social media and media in general should give such people a bit of space where they're allowed to grieve. We shouldn't expect them to move on quickly, or at the same time we shouldn't expect them to uh, turn their trauma into music for entertainment. We should not forget they are humans.
All right, and fans have been very invested in Olivia and Louis as a couple. How might this news affect her fan base?
So, I think there are again very like two types of fans. One is the fans who only consider about the artist. in this case Olivia, that they only care about her moving on from this, wishing her good luck, and expecting better and amazing music from her in the future. And there are also fans who are like, who ship their relationship, who create all these, their social media accounts, there are fan pages, there are couple edits made out of their relationship. I think it is going to affect her to some point, because they're going to be I'm pretty sure that Instagram is going to be flooded with reels where about their past relationship, about fans dissecting her songs, about how she wrote about her relationship. But I think over the time, it's not going to affect her fan base. I think it's only going to grow, because irrespective of what uh, an artist's relationship status is, I think until and unless they are true to their art, I think the fan base, the love for them, the love for their art, it remains. It doesn't get trickled by their relationship status or their personal uh, choices in life.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Rubana, for joining me and speaking to me in this discussion. And we now move ahead. Viewers, Danish actor Andrea Pretty and tennis legend Venus Williams have announced their marriage. The couple tied the knot over the weekend in Palm Beach in Florida during a 5-day celebration. Williams and Pretty met in 2024 at Milan Fashion Week and became engaged in January. Serena Williams congratulated her sister on social media following the wedding. At 45, Venus Williams remains active on the WTA Tour and is set to play her 33rd straight season in 2026. She has won 7 singles Grand Slam titles, 14 doubles and 2 mixed doubles championships. And moving ahead, King Charles III has chosen a new location for the year's Christmas address. The broadcast, filmed on December 11, takes place at the Lady Chapel of Westminster Abbey, marking the first time the speech has been recorded there. It is only the second Christmas message filmed outside a royal residence since 2006. The King previously filmed his 2024 address at Fitzrovia Chapel in London. Charles also officially overtook Princess Anne as the hardest working royal, completing 532 engagements in the past year despite undergoing cancer treatment. He says his treatments will be reduced in 2026 thanks to early diagnosis and effective care. Now moving ahead, viewers, the Princess of Wales and Princess Charlotte have shared a special Christmas moment. The mother and daughter performed a piano duet for the annual Together at a Christmas carol service. The performance was pre-recorded at Windsor Castle and aired during the Christmas Eve broadcast on ITV. They played Home Sound by Scottish composer Erland Cooper. Catherine used her left hand while Charlotte played with her right. The duet was shown alongside scenes from the service at Westminster Abbey. The event celebrated love, connection and togetherness. Catherine said small acts of care help bind communities, especially in a divided world. And moving ahead now, viewers, the Kardashian-Jenner family kicked off Christmas with their annual Christmas Eve party on December 24th. This year's celebration was smaller following Kris Jenner's recent 70th birthday bash, but the glamour stayed firmly in place. Khloe Kardashian coordinated in winter white with daughter True, while son Tatum posed with Santa. Kim Kardashian stole the limelight in a vintage Thierry Mugler gown from 1986. Kourtney Kardashian arrived in a green Saint Laurent as the family also marked Alabama's Barker's 20th birthday. Kendall Jenner hosted the event with Kylie Jenner turning heads in an archival Galliano look. Despite the luxury, the family says costs are shared equally and Christmas morning that remains cozy, private and all about the kids. That's a wrap on Hollywood Calling for this week. Your dose of stars, style and stories returns soon.